Place 3 cloves in this spot and wealth will rush into your life. Buddhist teachings. We've been taught that success comes from hustle. But what if it's your home that's silently draining your abundance? Most people blame themselves for financial struggles. Not working hard enough. Not being smart enough. But what if the real culprit isn't you? It's the energy trapped within your walls. Have you ever walked into your house and felt a strange heaviness? Like the air itself is dense, unwelcoming. As if something invisible is blocking your path to success? Here's the truth no one talks about. Your home holds memories. Arguments, disappointments, stress. They don't just vanish. They settle into corners, cling to objects, and form invisible barriers that quietly sabotage your motivation, focus, and financial flow. But here's the twist. There's a way to shift this energy. Not with incense, not with expensive rituals, but with 3 simple cloves, a spice sitting quietly in your kitchen cabinet. Cloves are not just for cooking. They are spiritual filters, used for centuries in Buddhist and folk traditions to absorb negativity and invite prosperity. But place them in the wrong spot, and nothing changes. Place them in the right spot, and the shift can feel instant. In this video, I'll reveal the 5 specific locations in your home where cloves act like energetic gatekeepers, breaking blockages, dissolving heavy energy, and opening the door to abundance. Stay with me until the end, because the final location is the most overlooked, yet most powerful of all. The hidden power of a spice most people overlook. Not everything that changes your life comes with fanfare. Sometimes, transformation hides in the ordinary. A seed, a breath, or a small, fragrant clove. For centuries, in Buddhist monasteries, Taoist temples, and even rural folk villages, clove has been more than a spice. It's been a guardian, a purifier, a silent anchor in a world full of chaotic energy. You see, in the spiritual world, cloves are like tiny alchemists. They don't just mask negative energy, they transmute it. They absorb low vibrations, fear, envy, anger, and convert them into calm, clarity, and flow. Modern life rarely teaches us this. We're told to chase solutions in apps, strategies, or quick fixes. But ancient wisdom whispers something different. Clear your space, and your life begins to clear itself. In Buddhist teachings, cloves symbolize purification and karmic renewal. Just like the lotus rises from the mud, cloves help dissolve stuck energy, those invisible residues from arguments, loss, or grief, so something new can rise. In Feng Shui, cloves are linked to the element of fire, the energy of transformation and action. They burn through stagnation, much like the internal flame of willpower or intention. When placed in the right environment, they ignite change, quietly but profoundly. Even in folk traditions, people carried cloves in pouches to ward off spiritual attacks and envy, not out of superstition, but from generations of lived experience. They knew that unseen energy affects the seen world. Let me ask you this. Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly felt irritable, drained, or anxious, without knowing why? That's not your imagination. It's residual energy, and it's real. Cloves act like spiritual filters. Low maintenance, yet long-lasting. Unlike incense or crystals that fade quickly, cloves hold their charge. They sit quietly, pulling in the dark, exhaling light. And the best part, you don't need deep spiritual training to use them. Just a little intention, and knowing where to place them. Which brings us to the very first location, the front door, where all energy, good or bad, enters your home. Let's begin there. 1. The front door, where energy enters, and sometimes invades. Your front door is not just an entrance. It's an energetic threshold, a border between the outside world and the sacred space you call home. Every time someone crosses that line, whether it's a friend, a delivery person, or even you, energy walks in with them. Some of it is warm. Some of it isn't. Have you ever noticed this? You come home after a long day and suddenly feel heavier, like something invisible clings to your chest, pulling your mood down before you've even taken off your shoes. That's not a coincidence. That's a spiritual residue, stress, envy, tension, brought in through the doorway, and now circulating quietly through your space. The Buddha taught, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. But what if the without is constantly leaking in, through the very door you walk through every day? Here's where 3 cloves come in. Cloves, as natural energy transmuters, have the power to filter what enters, absorbing what's harmful before it spreads. And when paired with salt and water, 2 of nature's oldest purifiers, they create a protective ritual as ancient as it is effective. Here's how to do it. Take a clear glass of water, add a pinch of salt, drop in 3 whole cloves. Then place the glass on the floor, just behind your front door, hidden, but working silently. This combination does 3 things. Water absorbs and holds energy. Salt neutralizes negativity and cuts through heavy frequencies. Cloves act as filters, blocking what doesn't belong. Over time, you might notice the water becomes cloudy, or the cloves darken. That's a sign it's working. It's holding the weight so you don't have to. Replace the mix every 7 days, and dispose of it outside your home, releasing the absorbed energy back to the earth. It's simple. It's subtle. But the shift, you'll feel it. You might notice fewer arguments, a calmer mood when you return home, even unexpected opportunities showing up, almost like the energy finally has space to flow in. But protecting your entrance is only the first layer. Next, we move deeper, to the living room, where energy gathers, lingers, and often gets stuck. 2. The living room, where energy lingers and stories stay. Every home has a heart, and in most houses, that heart is the living room. It's where stories are shared, where laughter echoes, but also where tensions brew and silence weighs heavy. This space absorbs it all. Joy, sorrow, celebration, regret. It is the emotional memory of your home. And like any memory left unattended, it can start to rot, unseen. Have you ever walked into your own living room and suddenly felt off? Tired, distracted, unmotivated, like you couldn't relax, but couldn't be productive either? That's not just your imagination. It's energetic stagnation, the emotional dust that settles when stress, conflict, or old memories have nowhere to go. Psychologists call it emotional residue. Buddhism calls it clinging to the past, to pain, to stories that no longer serve. Either way, the effect is the same. A living space that looks fine, but feels heavy. So how do we shift it? With presence, with intention, and with 3 simple cloves. Here's what to do. Place 3 whole cloves beside a vase of fresh flowers or a living plant in your living room. Why flowers or plants? Because they embody life, movement, and continuous growth. They are nature's way of saying, energy is meant to flow. Together, the cloves and the plant create a partnership. The cloves absorb and neutralize the lingering emotional weight. The plant radiates freshness, vitality, and renewal. Ideally, choose a spot where natural light reaches both. Light enhances the clove's cleansing effect, like sunlight burning through morning fog. And if you don't have plants, that's okay. You can place the cloves in a small bowl near your main seating area, where conversations happen most. Within a few days, you may notice a subtle shift, clearer thoughts, lighter moods, a sense of emotional space. It's not magic, it's energetic hygiene. And just like we clean the surfaces in our home, we must also clean the feelings that hang in the air. Because when your emotional center is clear, your life direction becomes clear too. Next, we'll move to the kitchen, the financial engine of your home, and discover how cloves can protect not just what you earn, but how you feel about what you have. 3. The kitchen, where prosperity is nourished or leaks away. They say the kitchen is the heart of the home, but spiritually, it's the engine of abundance. This is where you transform raw ingredients into nourishment. It's where life is sustained, meals are shared, and, whether you realize it or not, your relationship with money is quietly reflected. In many spiritual traditions, including Buddhism and Feng Shui, the kitchen represents more than food. It represents wealth, stability, and the energy of giving and receiving. But here's the hidden danger. Your kitchen can also become a hotspot for financial energy leaks. Have you ever noticed unexpected bills piling up for no reason? Or found yourself feeling oddly drained after cooking, even if the meal was simple? This isn't about what's in your fridge. It's about what's lingering in the air. Financial stress, family tension, even envy from outside visitors. These energies can stick to the kitchen, especially if meals are prepared while anxious or overwhelmed. Food carries energy, and if that energy is unbalanced, you're literally consuming it, day after day. Here's how to change that, with just 3 cloves. The ritual is simple but symbolic. Place 3 whole cloves in a small dish or cloth pouch and hide them inside the highest cabinet in your kitchen. Why the highest? Because it represents stored wealth, a place of protection, elevation, and intention. These cloves act as a spiritual firewall, doing 3 things. Shielding your food from absorbing negative energy, protecting your financial energy from outside influences, balancing your inner mindset toward abundance, not lack. To enhance this effect, you can also add a pinch of dried basil or cinnamon, herbs known for prosperity. And like all spiritual tools, cloves need renewal. Replace them every 14 days, and dispose of the old ones outside your home, releasing any negativity they've absorbed. You might be surprised at what changes. Fewer unexpected expenses. A calmer atmosphere while you cook. Even a subtle joy in preparing meals, because the space now supports you, rather than draining you. In Buddhist thought, intention is everything. When you intentionally purify the space where you nourish yourself, you're also purifying the flow of how abundance enters and stays in your life. But while the kitchen fuels our external prosperity, there is one place that guards our inner world, our energy while we sleep. Let's now turn to the bedroom, where rest becomes restoration or resistance. 4. The bedroom, where your soul rests, and energy speaks the loudest. There's a moment, just before you fall asleep, when the mind lets go, the body softens, and the soul becomes most open. That's when the world grows quiet. But your energy, it becomes vulnerable. In Buddhist psychology, sleep is considered one of the most sacred thresholds. Because in those hours, we aren't just resting. We're recharging our spiritual field, letting go of the day's karma, resetting our emotional compass. But what if the very space meant for healing is silently working against you? Have you ever gone to bed early but still woke up exhausted? Felt anxious at night for no reason? Experienced vivid nightmares or emotional restlessness, even when life was calm? These aren't random. They're signs that your sleeping space has absorbed too much unprocessed energy, stress, sadness, or vibrations left behind by past events or people. Your bed isn't just furniture. It's your altar of restoration. And what surrounds it matters more than you think. Here's where a simple but powerful practice comes in. One that's been passed down in spiritual traditions for generations. Take a glass of water. Add a pinch of salt. Drop in 3 whole cloves. Then place it gently under your bed, near where your head rests at night. This small ritual forms a triangle of protection. Water draws out stagnant or disruptive energy. Salt purifies and seals your space from spiritual interference. Cloves act as guardians, filtering, absorbing, and neutralizing any energy that threatens your peace. And here's what's beautiful. You don't have to do anything after that. No chants, no incense. Just trust the energy to do what it knows. Replace the mixture every 7 days. And when you discard it, pour it outside your home, releasing what no longer serves you. Many people who do this report deeper sleep, clearer dreams, a sense of waking up lighter, like something heavy has finally lifted. Because it has. In Buddhism, we speak often of clearing the mind. But just as essential is clearing the space that holds the mind. When your bedroom is energetically clear, your thoughts quiet down, your emotions soften, and you begin each day from a place of groundedness, not reactivity. But there's one final place in your home where energy doesn't just enter or settle, it drains. And if left unchecked, it could be flushing away more than you realize. Let's move to the most overlooked and most crucial location, the bathroom. 5. The bathroom, where abundance slips away if you're not paying attention. There's a quiet truth no one talks about. Your abundance might be going down the drain. Literally. Spiritually speaking, the bathroom is the most misunderstood space in the home. We think of it as a place of hygiene. But energy has a different language. And in that language, the bathroom is a portal of release. Not just of waste, but of energy, intention, and prosperity. In Buddhist teachings, we are taught to be mindful in everything, even in how we clean ourselves. Because every action carries karma, every gesture, a ripple. And yet, this is the room where we flush without thinking, where energy escapes with every pull of the lever. And if that energy is unprotected, it doesn't just take away the old. It can carry away the good as well. Have you ever noticed how, after a long shower, you feel emotionally lighter? almost as if a burden has lifted? That's because the bathroom does have the power to cleanse. But without boundaries, it can also leak the very peace and prosperity you're trying to build. So how do we contain what needs to stay and release what needs to go? The answer, again, lies in 3 cloves. Place them in a small dish or bowl near the sink or the toilet. Let them sit quietly, like guardians at the gates of your home's most potent exit point. These cloves act as spiritual stoppers, creating a subtle shield that keeps wealth, health, and personal power from being energetically flushed away. For even stronger results, close the toilet lid before flushing. Keep the bathroom door shut when not in use. These small acts aren't superstition. They are intentional energy boundaries. And just like with the other placements, refresh the cloves every 14 days, discarding them outside your home, releasing what they've absorbed. Want to go deeper? Add this affirmation every time you enter your bathroom. My home is a vessel of abundance. Prosperity flows to me freely and remains within. No energy is lost, only purified and renewed. When you speak those words with intention, you're not just protecting a space. You're training your mind to stop leaking fear, doubt, and scarcity. Because the truth is, most people lose their abundance not through misfortune, but through unconscious habits that let it slip away. But not you. Not anymore. Now, with each clove placed in its rightful spot, you're not just decorating your home. You're reprogramming it to align with wealth, protection, and peace. Let's now bring it all together. Reclaiming your energy, redefining your life. In a world obsessed with doing more, sometimes the deepest transformation begins with simply clearing space. By placing 3 cloves in 5 sacred locations of your home, you've done something most people never think to do. You've taken responsibility for your energetic environment. Let's revisit what you've now set in motion. At the front door, you've created a filter, welcoming in peace and leaving chaos at the threshold. In the living room, you've cleared the emotional weight of old stories, making space for new beginnings. In the kitchen, you've stabilized the energy of nourishment, turning meals into moments of prosperity. Under your bed, you've shielded your soul's resting place, ensuring your dreams aren't burdened by unseen weight. And in the bathroom, you've protected the quiet power of release, so that only what no longer serves is washed away. Each act is simple, but when done with intention, each becomes a form of spiritual realignment. You're no longer letting your home absorb energy by default. You're designing it to work with you, not against you. In Buddhism, we speak of karma not as punishment, but as momentum. What we carry, what we plant, what we allow. And right now, through this subtle ritual, you're planting seeds of peace, of prosperity, of protection. But remember, energy is not a one-time fix. It breathes, moves, changes, just like you do. That's why this practice is not a trick. It's a rhythm. A gentle return to intention every 7 or 14 days. Each replacement is a chance to check in. What am I holding on to? What am I ready to release? Now, I invite you to do something powerful. Type this into the comments and speak it aloud. I claim a home filled with wealth, prosperity, love, and peace. For myself and my family. This isn't just a sentence. It's a declaration. It's you telling the universe, I am ready. I am aligned. If this message spoke to something deep inside you, Subscribe for more insights on ancient wisdom, Buddhist teachings, and modern energy mastery. And share this video with someone who needs a little more light in their home and in their life. Because when you shift the energy in your space, you don't just change your environment, you change who you become inside of it. If something in you stirred while watching this, a quiet yes, a subtle pull, a whisper of "this is what I've been needing," then honor that. This isn't just a video. It's a seed.